What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Let's start off this week. This podcast is presented to you by Macy's. There is nothing more than we love than discovering the perfect accessory to pair with an outfit. You know you got a good outfit on, but you need the accessories to match. With Macy's Friends and Family Sale going on, we cannot wait to shop and enjoy an extra 10 to 30% off of the latest fall styles. You can get this from October 28th to November 4th. You can get an extra 30% off the latest trends, new arrivals, designer brands. You could shop it all with this great sale.
You got to accessorize. Nothing elevates an outfit more. You know, it's fall, so you're probably wearing a lot of like jeans and sweaters, but then when you get like a nice belt, a good jacket, some good earrings, everything to just make the outfit fully come together. Macy's has it all. And they also have their beauty, you know, all their beauty brands as well, which is great. So you can update your skincare, your makeup, because they're also having a sale on that as well. 15% off their best beauty brands. You're saving off of their regular and already reduced prices. So it's a Macy's best offer of the season. Don't miss out. Their Friends and Family Sale. Like I said, you're going to be able to get all those great items that you've been looking for at a great price.
There you go. Shop the sale. Shop Macy's. Go to Macy's.com or go to a store near you. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope everyone had a lovely weekend, ready to get started, ready to get the week going. How we feeling? How was our weekends, everybody?
Beautiful weekend. I mean, it was
gorgeous weather.
Fantastic weather. A lot of... Yeah, it was just quite lovely all around. I didn't really do anything too crazy. Just bopped around Saturday, went to dinner. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, it was so nice on Sunday. I should have left my apartment so much more, but the Eagles played at 1. So I was just like, by the time I got up and I was like, oh, well, now it's game time. And then I didn't leave until like 4 o'clock to go to the grocery store because Joe, it was soup night. Joe made soup. It was delicious.
Nice.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
What kind of soup?
Sunday soup night. It was like a take on an Italian wedding kind of vibe. Not meatballs, but like that kind of like light chicken broth with it's cheese tortellini in it with like some ground chicken and
I love
spinach.
tortellini.
It was.
That sounds delightful.
It was delicious.
Nice.
It was a beautiful weekend.
Nice. That sounds
It was
lovely.
nice being home, you know?
Yeah. That sounds great. Noah, how was your weekend?
Uneventful.
Thank you.
Moving
on. Thank you, Noah.
We went out on Saturday.
Yeah, we saw each
after
other.
the Yankees game.
Yeah.
But no, nothing crazy.
Nothing
I'm trying
crazy.
to think. Did I do anything? Fun fact, me, Sarah, and Maddie are all currently doing a 48-hour fast.
Together? You guys are all doing a fast together?
Yeah.
Who inspired it? Who provoked
Sarah,
it?
mainly.
Food?
Is it
Food.
just
Yeah,
juices?
It's
Like,
just
what-
like
what's-
it's
what
like
in-
it's basically just food, like, and then whatever you drink. Like you can have 0-calorie drinks, I guess.
When did it start?
7 p.m. last night.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So Sarah, you got the group together to do this?
Well, we've always like kind of been like, oh, we should do that one day, like because we always talk about like, oh, we gotta go work out, blah blah blah. We're like, one day we should do a fast.
And now you guys are fast.
Just
Who's gonna
for-
break it first, you think?
For what
Probably
reason?
me.
Just to like reset everybody?
Drop
Like,
a couple pounds. It's
Noah's
supposed to be healthy.
getting ready for the tour.
yeah.
Well, yeah. No, it's supposed to like actually fasting, like supposed to, you know, like I don't actually know what I'm talking about.
No,
but,
I was going to say, you definitely don't.
like regenerate cells or something. Like
yeah.
it's supposed to kind of just resets your body.
I mean, people do it.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
not-
People do like 5 days, like 7
That's
days.
crazy.
no, that's
I
insane.
could never.
But
do you
after
think-
2 hours last night, I was like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Because like every night is when I snack. I'm fine right now, but like
Yeah.
tonight I know it'll be a problem.
You probably shouldn't smoke so that
I said the same thing.
so that you don't.
I think I would probably just take a break for a couple of days.
So what? So you're ending at 7 p.m. tomorrow?
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna break first?
Oof.
It's either me or Maddie, but I think that like, it's probably gonna be me. I don't know, but I'm kind of, if I can make it through tonight, I will do it.
Should we do like a loser? Like a loser has to do something.
Oh man,
Well, yeah, what would the loser have to do?
We'll think.
Just
So
eat like a cake?
that sounds awful.
That's amongst you guys. This is
Yeah.
your guy. You could not catch me doing a fast.
No.
I mean, that's hard work, but props to you guys for sticking to it, even just this long.
Yeah, I mean, I usually kind of do fast every day anyway. I don't really eat during the day during a work week. I just, but I don't know. It's gonna be tough at night.
Yeah, it is tough. Noah, we did see each other on Saturday night. It was a
I'm sure all the bars were popping off.
Yeah, it was-
And they. I mean, where I was
playoff
Yankees win.
Yeah, playoff baseball. Yankees won, Mets lost. So it actually makes my life easier because now I could root for Big Booty Betty, aka Giancarlo Stanton, and not feel guilty about it with my family.
Yep. The men. Yep.
Because the Mets, they
But
couldn't
will
do
your
it.
family now want
No.
the Yankees to win, or
The-
is
well,
it like
the Dodgers
they hate
beat the Mets, so they'll probably
Yeah.
root for the Yankees. They're not going to root for the Dodgers because the Dodgers are the one who beat the Mets.
Yeah.
My dad is now that he's older, like he used to really fucking hate the Yankees. I mean, we literally
I
got
was gonna say I could see them being like, we are not rooting for anybody.
No, they love baseball like so much that they will root for somebody.
Yeah.
But we literally, my dog Fenway, who passed away a couple of years ago, we literally got Fenway and named him Fenway because in 2004 when the Red Sox came back after being down 3 games and beat the Yankees, my dad was like, if this happens, we'll get a dog and name him Fenway because of how much he hated the Yankees. But now that he's older, he says, like, because I asked him, I FaceTimed them Saturday night. I was like, do you fucking hate Giancarlo Stanton? Like, do you hate Aaron Judge? Like, do you just fucking hate these guys because they're so good? And my dad was like, I don't really hate baseball players like I once did. Like when he hated like Jeter and A-Rod, like when he was younger. He was like, now, like, he just, my dad just truly fucking loves baseball, so like he's whatever. But if I had to guess, I don't know. My brother hates the Yankees, so I don't know about him. But
Sometimes people also argue that they want the team that beats them to win because it like validates losing.
Oh,
Right.
I never agreed with that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's.
I'm
I'm just saying that
yeah.
is the. Some people feel that way, where it's like, oh well, now I just hopefully the Dodgers win, like because they beat us, but if they win, it like validate, like it's like
Yeah.
you won, you lost to the champions.
But I could see that, or I could see like we didn't even play the Yankees, so like whatever, we'll just root for them.
Yeah.
It just, I guess it just depends how much you hate the Yankees as a Mets fan, or if you
I
hate the Dodgers as a Mets fan because they literally beat you.
I just saw the end of the Mets, the stream of the guys in the office, and Kevin immediately was like, all right, let's go Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, because he hates the
Hates the
Yankees
Yankees.
so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
It really just depends.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be rooting for the Yankees, obviously, because my fiance is a huge Yankees fan and he's so pumped up. And like I said, Big Booty Betty, Giancarlo Stanton has a new fan in me, and I'm rooting for them.
This is like a newfound.
Well, I was
thing.
watching the game by myself, and obviously like, I've watched Yankees games with Matt before, but like I'm never really paying that close of attention.
Yeah.
Because during the regular season, like I'm
there's
just like, what?
there's
Like
just
I'm not.
far too many games.
Yeah, I'm just like not really paying attention when it's on.
Yeah.
But I was watching the game alone because everyone wanted to go out after if the Yankees won. And so I was like keeping tabs on it. And I'm like, at this point, I wanted the Yankees to win so badly. Like I really didn't want the Guardians to win. I really wanted the Yankees to win. Kelly Keys came out with the champagne. Tate ran away. It was a whole thing.
Yep.
So I really wanted the Yankees to win. So I was watching the whole game and I was like, oh my God, the ass on Giancarlo Stanton is crazy. Like I literally, every time he was up at bat, I started playing Miss New Booty alone in my apartment for him every time he came up at bat. Like I was
should change his walk up song.
No, truly, I was like, his walk-up song should be Miss New Booty. Like, this is crazy. This ass is insane. And this is just me alone in my apartment. Like, I'm playing Miss New Booty. I'm playing... And the crazy thing is when Juan Soto...
back.
He literally, it's insane. And then when Juan Soto hit the 3-run home run, I played Miracle Manifestation music when he got up at bat, and I was like, he's gonna hit a home run right now. He's gonna hit a home run. I was doing magic in my apartment for the Yankees fans
spooky.
and for them because I wanted the Yankees to win so fucking bad. Because I knew Kelly was gonna come out with that champagne, and I was like really rooting for that moment for her. And I was just like, it worked. I was like, oh my God. Well, he is really fucking good. So it probably wasn't my manifestation music, but
no, honestly,
we could act like it is.
You should just take responsibility.
No, I'm going to.
They're like, you all saw the home run happen, but if I didn't play that music,
who knows?
Who knows?
I sent them a screenshot of the music on my phone because I was like, holy fuck, I literally put this on and everyone ignored it. I was like, okay. Because they were just so excited. They're like, let's act like you're the one. Why Juan Soto hit that home run.
Yeah. They're like, all right, thanks for this one.
Wrap
Maria.
it up. No, but it's exciting. I'm very, very excited for, it's cool to, like, Matt's such a big fan of the Yankees, so I'm happy for him. Like, the Yankees haven't been in the World Series since 2009, even though the Yankees fans act like they're in the World Series every year. Yeah. It's not the case. Yeah. But they haven't been since 2009, and they're so happy. So I'm happy for them, and I'm excited to be able to root for the Yankees, because if it was the Yankees versus Mets, I said I would be rooting for the Mets. Yeah. But I would be looking at Giancarlo Stanton's ass the entire time.
Yeah, I will say, like, we weren't huge. Like, now, obviously, like, we are Phillies fans, but growing up in this area, there was, like, my dad definitely liked the Yankees, and we went to a lot of Yankees games, like, way more than we did Phillies, just solely based off location. And, like, that team of that era is the one that, like, my dad, like, really loved that team. And I also think, like Mariano Rivera, he had the name.
Yeah, right.
His first name was our last name.
Right. It's like
that really made us all fans.
You feel relation.
Yeah, we were like, we love Mariano.
Yeah. My family is like huge baseball fans. Baseball is by far like the sport I know the most about. Like, my dad coached my brother's team. My brother grew up playing. I played softball. Like, it was just very, very baseball heavy. So yeah, I've always really loved baseball, and I talked about it last episode where, like, I was a really big Mets fan, and then when I started working here, I was like, ooh, maybe I'm not as big of a fan as, like, everybody else here, but I do really enjoy it. I'm excited for the World Series.
Yeah, it's a good World Series.
I had a
showstopping World Series, that's for sure.
Like, when I was younger, I had the 6-foot poster of, like, Jose Reyes, like, in my room, with also next to, like, Dylan Sprouse. Like, it was the same era that you're talking about, but then, like, for us, it was like David Wright, Jose Reyes. So yeah, it's cool. I wish the Mets would have won. Like, I would have been really, really happy, because, like I said, my dad is so obsessed with baseball, and I would have been really happy for him. I have not spoken to him since the Mets lost, and I'm probably just gonna maybe not not give a call today or just tomorrow. Just let them let them be.
Just like wait to see what happens with the Yankees. No, I know. I actually saw such a funny TikTok. It was a girl going to the Yankees game. But it was like going to the Yankees game, but like still, like just joking that she hasn't paid attention since that era. Yeah. So like it was like her being like, so when is Teixeira in the lineup? And like, oh, is that Mariano coming? Like, Mariano's got this. They'll win. Like, it was just like of naming all the players from that time.
My sister,
was very funny.
My sister got grounded for going to a Yankees parade. Like, in 2009, like, she literally, like, my dad was so fucking mad.
Yeah. She's like, how dare you go against the family?
She skipped
like
school,
that?
and he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this is insane. It was a big deal. It was a big problem. But yeah, it was a fun weekend. I ended up rising from the ashes on my couch because I didn't have makeup on. I didn't have my hair done. I was in pajamas. Like, I was rotting away on Saturday because we had a fun wedding Friday night. Yeah. One of Matt's best friends, he was in the wedding, and the Yankees were playing, so they had a stream going on here. He wasn't here. He was stressing out. He's watching the game. The MC of the wedding is looking for scores from him. Right. Like, everyone's like, what's going on? And then even the groom was like watching the game. Like, it was fun. Everyone was laughing, funny. So we were up real late Friday, and so I literally rotted all day on Saturday, and then the Yankees win, and everyone's texting, like, who's going out? And then, like, Noah texted me. He's like, are you going to go? I was like, no, like, I'm really
It was already kind of late.
It ended at,
like, by the time
it ended at, like, 11:30. Yeah. And then Noah's texting me.
I was going to say, my night ended when ended when the baseball game ended. Like, when the baseball game ended, I was like, all right, now it's time to go home.
Yeah, exactly. Mine just began.
Just started.
And like, Noah texted me. I was like, no, I'm not going. And then all of a sudden, like, Noah was on his way, and like Kelly was going, Tommy's going, and Matt's like, I'm like, just go. Like, I'm not gonna go. And then I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna go. I just got up. I took a screenshot of my Uber because the license plate said London, and I looked at my screenshot, and it was 1 a.m. when I left my apartment. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like, you do not catch me doing that these days. Like, not at all. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Everyone, like, why not? Like, I'm up anyway.
City that never sleeps.
Truly. But it does, because every diner was closed.
Oh.
That was shocking to me.
It was crazy. So
really?
It was
a 24-hour diner?
No, we were at a bar in the West Village, and I want to say it was around like 2:30.
Waverly Diner wasn't open?
Closed.
That was the first.
That was the first diner I
thought
checked.
They were open, and I thought they were.
We've been there at like 4 hours.
Yeah, we have.
Maybe they just changed.
No, they closed at 12 now. I was so upset because we left the bar, I want to say like 2:30 hit, and I was like, let's go to a diner, guys. Like, come on, let's get a little. Went to Waverly Diner, closed. Washington Square Diner, closed. And then I was like, all right, I hit the 2 popular diners in this area.
Yeah. You're like,
we're going home.
Yeah.
Like, all I wanted was like some chocolate chip pancakes or grilled cheese at 3 o'clock in the morning with my pals.
Yep.
And the fucking diners are closed in the city. So city that never sleeps unless you're a diner.
Yeah, unless you're a diner, and then you were closed.
Closed.
Oh man. Yeah, it was nice. Wait, I had one thing I wanted to bring up because I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast or what, but I just think about it every time I'm walking to work because I have to pass one on 7th Ave, but it was, I don't think they had even opened yet. The crumble situation is out of this world. Something must be done. I'm about to picket outside the crumble with the sign that's like, it's not worth it or something. Like, I don't understand. It drives me crazy. Every time I walk past the one, there's one on 24th and 7th. The line is around the corner. And it wasn't like this before. Like, the store's been there for forever. You used to just be able to walk right in.
Yeah.
Now there's a line around the corner. I was on the Upper East Side Saturday morning walking around. It was beautiful. Like I said, beautiful day to be walking around. It was a crumble cookie. And the line of the Upper East Side teenagers, man, they were lined up down 3rd Ave.
Yeah,
to the crumble store.
The crumble situation has gotten out of control. And let me tell you, the cookies aren't even good.
They're not that good.
They're not good. I never tried it until recently. I tried one, and it kind of feels like they're baking them in an easy bake oven.
Yeah, they're just like too sugary.
Insomnia or crumble, if you had to pick.
Insomnia. Insomnia is an OG classic.
Yeah.
I mean, Insomnia, they used to come warm with the milk on the side.
Don't know, some of these some of the crumble cookies where they have like all that icing and everything on them.
1,500 calories in one cookie.
Yeah, they're just
it's like
crazy.
Fucking insane.
And then I guess like everybody freaks out over the new drops every week that they have to try the new flavors.
No, people go crazy about
nuts.
The Olivia Rodrigo cookie, the vampire cookie.
The Monday morning.
I don't want the purple on my cookie.
The Monday morning crumble cookie line.
Now we're talking about cookies, and I had a fucking fantastic cookie from Chip City last night. It was
Chip City's good.
Chip City deserves recognition.
There's literally a Chip City 2 blocks away from the crumble on 7th Ave, and nobody's ever at that.
Well, they need to go to Chip City because Chip City's got some fucking fire cookies. I had one last night. It was churro with melted. It wasn't Nutella or anything. It was melted chocolate in the middle. Hot melted chocolate.
Wow.
Churro.
Yeah.
Unbelievable cookie. Chip City.
Yeah.
Crumble cookies.
No, it's just crazy.
The people who made crumble
It's
cookies
like
must be
4
like,
I mean, they're living
landmine.
They are living large right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they just
crumble
hit
cookie mansion.
They truly hit the jackpot of just having like certain people post about crumble, and then with the celebrity cookies, and it's a whole other thing in LA. It appears of like, it's also popular there, like.
It's popular everywhere.
It's gotta be like TikTok.
But
they're making one in Jersey City now.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, obviously, it's a lot of it is coming
because people
TikTok,
they're like, ooh, like the crumble cookie reviews, like that, like they do like the ASMR crumble cookie. Which I'm going to be honest,
try the new flavors.
I sit and watch everyone. Like I do watch all the cookie reviews that people do of crumble cookies.
It's out of this world,
and it's become the new obsession. It's the new craze. I mean.
I really thought it was going to die down.
No.
And it hasn't at all. There just still continues to be a line every time I walk by.
Yeah. We are going to LA this week, and I just want to see the line of outside of Crumble, you know? We should just go film the line outside of Crumble in LA and see how crazy it is.
Just do like an investigative piece
on Crumble.
That we just travel to different travel different Crumbles around the country.
You know how they say like mattress stores and like they're like a front, money laundering schemes.
Crumble
I used
cookies.
to think Crumble Cookie was a money laundering scheme because at first when Crumble first came out, people were against Crumble, if I remember correctly. Like they weren't like all about Crumble, and I was like, I kept seeing Crumble and I'm like, is this even a real cookie store? Like I've never had it. And now I have had it now, so I do understand it's real. But there's something awry.
Right. It was just like so normal. And now because of the craze, it's like making me go so hard in one direction against it. Like I really... It's just because of how insane it is. And it is funny because I love to eavesdrop now around like anytime I walk by the store. Like even just this morning, there was a couple behind me and I'm looking at the line and I hear them behind me going, they're like, I mean, what is this shit, man? Like all the time going past, I'm like, what is this line of people doing at the Crumble store? And every time I hear somebody say it, like I almost have the urge to like be like, yeah, like to like just insert myself in their conversation just to be like, what is going on here?
Podcasters against Crumble.
What is going on here? Seriously.
There's something going on. But yeah, those damn cookie drops, they got people going crazy.
Seriously, they really do.
It's an unhealthy obsession with Crumble these days.
No.
It's in every way.
In every way.
Yeah, no, truly. All right, let's get into the topics for today's show. We're going to be talking about a little bit Love is Blind drama. So Tyler, that was on this past season of Love is Blind, it came out that he may have kids and then he said he was just a donor. Well, the mother of Tyler's children has now spoken out and has given the full story and the full scope of what has happened. Andrew Garfield and Amelia Dimoldenberg finally had a chicken date shop and obviously chicken shop date. Yeah. And obviously we all ate it up.
Yep.
The internet
Every
is just eating it
second
up.
of it.
Taylor Swift wrote our boss, Dave Portnoy, a handwritten letter while he went to the Eras Tour Night 2 on Saturday. And Eva Mendes says that she would only return to acting if alongside Ryan Gosling. And she spoke more about Ryan Gosling. And we have a weekly watch report. So let's get into the topics. Everybody has a type, and Ouai is yours. Their shampoo and conditioner are made to deliver what's just right for your hair type. I love Ouai. It's spelled Ouai. I've loved Ouai's products for years now. I use their products daily. I mean, their leave-in conditioner is an absolute staple in my hair care routine. It has been for years. They also have great body creams, great shampoo and conditioner, and with Ouai, you'll get hydration that won't weigh you down, plus extra benefits that your specific strands need. Think volume and bounce and shine and protection against frizz, all great things for your hair. You can upgrade your shower routine with a wash day duo that's designed for fine, medium, and thick strands to get your hair looking and smelling absolutely amazing. Like I said, I've been using Ouai products for years now. Absolute staple in my hair care routine. They just know what they're doing. So if you want to start off with a little detox, they have the detox shampoo that deeply cleanses. Maybe you've been using a lot of products in your hair. You know, when I slick back my hair and I do the bun or a ponytail, I like to detox after with the detox shampoo, and they have it all. They also have the Ouai's conditioning hair mask that makes your hair so shiny and soft and it doesn't weigh it down. So wash your way to healthy hair and get a hair routine that's made just for you by Ouai. Go to THEOUAI.com and use promo code CHICKS for 15% off any product. That's THEOUAI.com, code CHICKS. So after every season of Love is Blind, the skeletons are uncovered and more drama is discovered because people are never truthful on this show. They know they're going on reality TV and still, time and time again, get on there and lie about their life. Now, Tyler, who's on Love is Blind this past season.
Yeah, it's on right now.
Talked about being a donor.
Yep.
Okay, a sperm donor. He said he never met the couple. He's a sperm donor, had nothing to do with the couple.
Nothing to do with the kids.
Yada, yada, yada. Big fat lie coming from Tyler because the mother of Tyler's children spoke out and clarified the entire situation. Now, the mother of Tyler's kids is a lesbian. And so I think that confused people because they were like, well, then maybe he has nothing to do with it. She made it very clear that this was an unplanned natural pregnancy from the two of them having sex.
Yeah.
The twins.
Well, yes, their first kid was a sperm donor scenario. She and her wife at the time, they wanted to have a kid. Tyler was this donor, and it wasn't like he was going to have any parental role in that setup. But then they broke up, and she had said that Tyler really showed that he wanted to be a part of her son's life because, like, you know, he was raised by a single parent. He didn't want this kid to be raised by a single parent. Like the whole spiel of him being involved in the kid's life. So he is. And then, yes, at some point before even their first child turned 1, they naturally conceived.
Yes. So that means they had intercourse.
Yes, they had some sort of physical relationship.
They had
at
a
that
physical
time.
relationship. They ended up conceiving twins. And so that is not a sperm donor scenario. The first child sperm donor scenario. This not a sperm donor scenario. So like he gave a half truth. Like he left out a big portion of his life and only told the first child story and didn't end up telling the twin story.
Yeah, and also just said that he donated sperm for 3 kids and that he had no
that's
no
crazy.
relationship with them, which is just wild because this poor woman is like, no, he showed that he wanted to be involved. He was there through my whole pregnancy, giving birth, the whole thing. They lived in the same house, but they were like you said, she identifies as a lesbian, so like they were dating other people, and it was all fine. And then he expressed that he was going to go on Love Is Blind, and it was all fine until you see what he actually said on the show. And now he hasn't had any relationship with the kids. Like I think he's completely separated from them, but it's just not, he's just telling two completely different stories.
I mean, that is a man that can't be trusted, clearly.
No.
Like, it's actually insane that these people go on these shows and think that their lives are not going to be uncovered. Like,
I know.
There are people in your real life that are going to come out and be like, this is what happened. This is the truth. And then you're going to look like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And time again, this happens on these shows.
And what's crazy is like the weddings are this week. Like he and Ashley might get married.
It actually really scares me for humanity that people like this exist.
Yeah.
Time and time again on these shows. I'm like, what a scary man. Like, that is scary to be able to just lie like that, like blatantly lie is like really alarming. And I feel so bad, like, for everybody else in this situation that they're dealing with this lying man. Mm-hmm. There's kids involved. Mm-hmm. He might be married at this point.
Right. That's like what's so crazy is that Ashley like really did seem to accept what he said and moved on from it. But just completely downplayed that whole scenario. And this poor woman, Bree, this his ex best friend, they don't really have a relationship now. She said that she's lost her best friend and that the kids have been, quote, disowned and at this point disrespected by their father. She said, I just pray every single day that they don't grow up and see any of this and just ready for it all to be over and praying that at some point I start getting the financial support that I feel like we are owed. Crazy.
It's crazy.
That's such a good point too. It's just like, oh, you're on TV. Like you are, it will always exist. Mm-hmm. And there's a chance that your children that at one point you claimed you're just going to say, oh, no relationship with them.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up. And I mean, it happens all the time. But to think about like somebody 1 year wanting to be in your life and be like, yeah, I'm the father. Like, I want to be a father. And then the next year deciding like, never mind, this actually isn't for me. I don't want to be involved anymore. Like, it's so fucked up. Obviously, it happens all the time. It's incredibly fucked up. But seeing it play out on a reality television show well.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And I feel for Ashley. Like, I think they may, who knows? They may have gotten married. I think it seemed like they had a good thing going.
It seemed like they were locked in.
Back
on track, it looked like.
Yeah. So Going to be really unfortunate if that's the case, and then she finds all of this out now, which is really, really unfortunate. But this happens every season where something comes out about the contestants, and you're like, why weren't you just honest?
They're always
you can't get caught in anything if you're just honest.
Always hiding something.
If he got on there and was like, listen, my best friend, she's a lesbian. I helped them out, and then this happened. Like, she'd probably be shocked.
Yeah, but
maybe she would come around to it. Now you can't, like, if you just lie so much like that, like, you can't be trusted.
Yeah.
So
it's like, donated my sperm by having sex with her.
Right, like, by doing the old thing.
Yeah, it's technically donating sperm.
Right, that is technically what it is. Imagine that's just how people go about their life now.
He just decides to claim it's semantics.
Right, like now every man is just going to be like, well, I donated my sperm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't,
It's absolutely crazy.
Crazy. It's just a crazy way to spin zone that.
Yeah. Yep.
Moving on, Andrew Garfield, Amelia Dimoldenberg, they had the chicken shop date, which was,
long anticipated.
Long anticipated. Their banter, they're flirting on the carpets. There's 3 options for this man, Andrew Garfield, okay? 1, he really is in love with Amelia.
Yep.
2, he's a 41-year-old fucking player.
Okay.
Or 3, he's just an incredible actor.
Yeah. Right. Right.
There's 3 scenarios here.
Well,
we're hoping it's number 1.
I'm hoping there's a 1 in 3 crossover, because he is a fantastic actor. Can't take that away from him. But at the same time, like, I don't know. You just can't. I don't know. I'm like, you can't fake that kind of chemistry.
But he's an actor.
But she's not.
But she's not. But the thing is, the chemistry is so palpable between these two. I'm really hoping that these two just say, you know what, we're going to secretly date. We're just going to keep this act up, but we're going to be in love behind the scenes. It's a rom-com for the ages, and their chemistry's off the charts. You can tell he's so into her. She's clearly into him. She plays it off so well. She's so cool. She's so funny. Like, she really plays it off. But it's like, if I'm her, I'm utterly confused. If this man is in love with is he in love with me, or is he fucking with me? I'd imagine if he asked her out on a date when this ended, then you assume, okay, no, he really does have interest in me. But if he doesn't actually ask her out, then I'm like, he's not really that interested.
Yeah, the blush that I would be blushing just sitting across from that table, him being like, does this ruin it that we're like doing this with the lights and we could have done like a real date, like something? I'd be like,
shut it off. Production, cut.
Like 100%, I know deep down that, of course, like, it is being played up because of the anticipation, because of the banter. And I think he loves the concept of what she does so much that he is like such a fan of it that he was like throwing it back at her as much as he possibly could, because I feel like he wanted to like be in on it. He was like, I don't want like you to just do what everybody like. He's like, am I asking you too many questions? Like, am I ruining like your shtick of what you do?
Which in this case I thought was funny and fine. Yeah. I usually typically don't like when people do that. Like when Caleb does Sunday Conversation and the people try to like do it back. Like, I feel like it kind of like ruins the allure of it. Whereas like, just let her do her thing. But in this case, we wanted to see the banter.
Yeah, you're like, are you guys going to kiss?
No, when he asked her if she wanted marriage and kids, I was like, this is a real date. Yeah. And he respects her answers. And I think that he really respects her as a person, like you said, is genuinely a fan of her and thinks she's so talented, which she is. So it's very cute to see. I'm hoping that they do go on an official date. There was a clip of them where he has his head on her shoulder and then she finally puts her head on his and he smiles so big. It's like he's in love with her. And if he's not, then he's a fucking dickhead, because the fact that he's playing with all of us and her, jail.
Yeah.
Jail. You can't do that to us, Andrew.
I know. I watched it multiple times.
I was such a big Andrew Garfield fan when Social Network came out.
Oh, I liked my Andrew Garfield phase was Spider-Man. The Andrew Garfield. I am a sucker for the Spider-Man romance. Like, love Tom Holland and Zendaya. Obviously, they're still going strong, which is amazing. But at the time, it was Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone. And that was like, obsessed.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
I could totally see that.
And I thought he was I objectively thought he was a great Spider-Man. But he... Like that was my Andrew Garfield moment. But now, kind of coming back around here with this whole...
He's a suave guy.
And I've seen just so much... Him and Florence Pugh have done so much press for their new movie that I'm seeing like all their interviews on TikTok and all those videos, and they have great chemistry. Like they're fantastic. But it's just that British banter, man. They're just so good at it.
They really are. And I have to be completely honest. I can't see that movie. That Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield movie.
Why? Because everyone says it's going to
No, that movie will genuinely shatter me. I know it will. I know that movie will tear me apart, and I just don't think I could see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it really bad, but I think it would actually like ruin me.
I get it.
People were saying it was a big weekend for the Brits because of the Robert Pattinson Suki Waterhouse video where Suki this is on theme with Love Is Blind. Suki pranked Robert Pattinson in the Elle video and said that Love Is Blind wants her to host. And then she started saying that they want her and Robert to host together. And he was like, darling, have you gone mad? Like, it was so
so funny because I also was dying at all the comments and people being like, wait, that's what he sounds like? Like, everyone was like, I don't think I've heard him, like, speak not playing a different role.
I totally forgot he was British.
Or having, yeah.
I saw somebody write, like, it sounds like Robert Pattinson is, like, twirling his hair and kicking his feet while on the phone with Suki. And I'm like, so true. Like, he's so happy to be. Somebody wrote, like, I didn't know Robert Pattinson talked like Peppa Pig. Like, I was
when he
dying.
Was like, no, I don't want to be on the internet.
It was so good. He truly did.
No, I don't want to.
He did sound like Peppa Pig. Pizza pata, pizza pata. No, it was so good. It was such a cute video. And then Dua Lipa posted a picture with Callum Turner, and people were like, "This is just a hard weekend."
Could they be any hotter? Those two? Oh my Lord!
Incredible couple.
Holy
incredible
moly!
Couple. Great couple.
Yeah, that was a good, for sure. I mean, as far as they were really showing their love. I was trying to pull up this one quote. I loved when she brought up like him winning an Oscar. This is back to Amelia and Andrew because this is what I'm still stuck on. She's like, I actually don't care if you're an Oscar winner or not. And he was like, but would I be hotter? And she was like, no, you're already like kind of hot. Like,
that was an amazing answer. Yes. Amazing answer. And then he was like,
loved every second of it.
And he was like, then he said something like, I disappoint you like my father. Like, he's really funny and sweet and cute, and they're just funny together. And I the chemistry is so real. But I'm like, well, the chemistry,
God, the eye contact, yeah.
But will the chemistry be ruined if they actually date? You
know,
right,
like, that's why. I mean, that's the questions he's asking. He's like, "Do you really feel that way, or is it like all the stuff? Like, do you actually think we could go on a date?"
Right. It kind of reminds me of like
very intimate.
Yeah, of Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer talking about how they really, really had huge crushes on each other while filming Friends. Like they were obsessed with each other, but they never crossed that line because it kept the tension of Ross and Rachel so strong because they never actually did anything, but they wanted to. So like the tension was still there. Now it's like,
I feel like it's actually a tougher spot for him because she kind of does this with every guest. That's the whole show. Yeah, it's her being flirty, and it's like if he's like, is she just doing this because that's her job?
Right? This is just that's why. I mean, he was asking those questions.
I think he's also confused too. Like, I think he's like, are you interested in me or
I also love when she was like, you have my number. And he was like, you did. Like, she's like, yeah, you gave me your number. Like,
well, no, she was like, you asked for it.
She was like, yeah.
Which then I'm like, okay, if he asked for her number, then why hasn't he texted her?
Right.
Why hasn't he asked her on a date?
Right.
Maybe he, like you said, is nervous that she's not into it.
Yeah. Maybe he just wanted to, like, knew eventually they were going to do, to see how the chicken shop date went first.
Man,
I couldn't be more delulu about this pairing where I'm like, please, have this actually be real.
But I love the tension at the same time. You know, like I'm almost like, it's not that I'm not rooting for them to get together because I would love it, but I love the flirting that happens, that if we just see a constant build and it's just a constant will they, won't they, it's like we're watching a movie in real life. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, like for years now, we're just going to be like, will they just get together?
We just don't see them enough to really feel like I'm getting enough content from them,
right?
You know, because it's maybe 1-2 red carpets a year. It depends. It also depends if Amelia's what she's doing, if she's working.
Yeah, I would have liked to been there when they cut the cameras.
Yeah.
What's the conversation?
100%.
What's the conversation like after?
100%.
Unfortunately, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Photos come out of them like at a restaurant together.
Oh, I think they would make it really intimate and private. I feel like they wouldn't be seen by paparazzi shots, because then it becomes too much of a. Well, then he was even saying, he was like, I'm a private guy, and Amelia was like, I'm more private than you, and he was like, no, I just think you're not dating anybody.
Yeah.
Which is very, very, very funny. The whole thing is
so good.
It's amazing.
It was.
We need more of it, but I also think we're getting just the right amount.
It's so funny now because I just know Amelia is going to be asked about it nonstop for like forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right. Which is why I think they gotta they're doing the right thing right now. Balance.
Yeah.
Give us a little. We can't have too much.
Yeah.
We can't have too much.
I mean, I'm sure they have like so much footage. Like, I'm like, oh, can you release like
extended cut?
Extended cut?
Director's cut?
There's only like 11 minutes. It's not long enough.
No, they definitely have more.
Yeah.
Because they just cut to the stupid chicken.
I know.
Every time it got serious.
Yeah.
It'd be like them putting fries in the thing.
So, because it actually, everyone watching like actually wanted to fully watch like an actual date and not like the show that that she hosts.
It's such a great show though. An amazing idea. So talented. It's incredible. Very exciting news with Rumhaven. You could head to our holiday spectacular. Go to rumhaven.com and fill out our sweepstakes form for the chance to make that dream a reality for one lucky winner. Enter now for your chance to win 2 front row seats. Right now, the show is sold out, but we're going to make an exception for one winner, 2 seats to come to the Holiday Spectacular in Boston. Other winners could take home Rumhaven Chicks in the Office merch. Who doesn't love some free merch? I love free merch. Official rules are at rumhaven.com. So ready, set, go. Enter the sweepstakes. We want to see you there. Moving on, Dave went to Eras Night 2 in Miami Saturday night and got a handwritten letter from Taylor Swift herself delivered by Austin Swift. And then on top of that, Andrea, Taylor's mom, wanted to meet Dave and asked to meet him and then gave him a big hug. They embraced and she basically said thank you to him. Like, Dave put up a whole video about it. But it's fucking incredible. Like, if I'm Dave, like how do you even go on with the rest of the concert? Like, if you, because how does that even happen? Like, the rest of the show, you're like,
and he also stood next to Billy Joel the whole
show.
Time. But no, he posted the letter and it's on her stationery, which, by the way, when you get to the point when you're like, you get your own stationery that's like from the desk of, you know, it's just like the coolest, biggest flex.
Cool.
I would have never expected anything less.
100, you like give notes like that.
Cards.
So from the desk of Taylor, I honestly was like, should I get stationery that's like from the desk of Francesca Mariano? Like, who's it gonna?
No, I think we should start doing that.
And we just like go out of our way to give people notes.
Just read nonstop.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do that. Okay, I have a good idea. Okay.
This says, Dave, I'm so happy to have you at the show tonight. I wanted to say thank you for always being so supportive, so loyal, and for having my back when a lot of people didn't. I hope you have a blast tonight. Love, Taylor. She drew a little heart in the bottom corner. She wrote 2024 in the upper right. It says, obviously, it's a stationery from the desk of Taylor Swift. And then the bottom, it says, songwriter / feline enthusiast.
Amazing. Just absolutely incredible. I'm so happy for Dave that he got that letter because, like in that video.
What do you do with that letter?
You frame it?
Yeah.
And you put it in your office?
Right. You make like a shrine to it.
But he has like 4 houses. So, like, does he just carry it to each house? Right. Every time when he leaves Miami, he carries the letter with him to Nantucket. And then he carries it to Montauk.
I feel like maybe because the moment happened in Miami, it should stay in the Miami
right,
house.
That's true. Like, frame it in his office, leave it in Miami. No, he put in the video that a girl on TikTok made a video being like, obviously Taylor Swift's camp wants nothing to do with Dave. Like, they don't pay any attention to him, blah, blah, blah. And then it's a huge flex for him to be like, guess what? They do want something to do with me. I was in contact with Tree Payne. She got me the tickets.
Taylor said Tree was lovely.
Yeah, Taylor Swift wrote me a handwritten letter. Her mom came up to me and hugged me. Her brother, like, just to be able to flex like that. He's like, and he said in the video, he was like, it should be about this, but it's more about like, hey, they actually don't hate me like you think.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was actually incredible. And you know what? I expect nothing less from Taylor Swift to be thankful for people who support her.
100%. I admire Taylor for sticking to her guns in that way, where it's like there's so much outside noise, and especially right now, there's so much outside noise of who she should associate with, who she can and can't be seen with, and all these things that are just so crazy and ridiculous, where it's just like, that's just not how real life works. Like you just can't live that way. I really don't. It's just not healthy. And so it's great to see her like acknowledge him for the fan that he is and the support that he has given her, and his, you know, the long game of him ever since, you know, all the Kim and Kanye stuff. He was firmly on her side always.
It is funny to picture her like watching like his rants about.
Yeah, I'm sure people send it to her. But yeah, you're right. It's just there's so much pressure on her of, oh, she can't be seen with this person. She can't be seen with that person. This, that. It's like she's going to be friends with the people she's friends with. She's going to thank people that support her. Like that's the way life goes, and she's sticking to her guns on that. Which I respect. But,
I was laughing because I did see a lot of commentary that like her handwriting, like everything is very legible until you get to like her signing her own name, where like Taylor like doesn't really look like Taylor.
Yeah, I won't lie, I did look up like what her autograph looks like.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't look like Taylor at all.
Well, it's so funny because obviously Gia and Kelly like are so locked in, and Gia like immediately was like, no, that's her handwriting. I'm like, I can't say I know for sure what her handwriting looks like, but that I believe you.
Immediately,
I'm like, I believe you.
Immediately, Kelly was like, "That's her handwriting. I know it's her handwriting." Because even like the Dave part on the front of the card,
even the seal on the back, the wax seal, the 13 wax seal,
incredible,
so sick.
It's so fucking sick. I mean, I want to know what we got to ask him what he did with that. Is he framing it? Well, because then he this is more like inside Barstool, but he then gave the Eras Tour jacket to Kevin Clancy's daughter, Shay, for her to wear. And then in the video, he hands Shay a bag of notes, and he said that he put a copy of the Taylor note in there. People thought that he put the actual note in there. I'm like, no. He's not crazy.
No.
He's not going to put the Taylor note in the bag and pass it along. Like, put a copy of that and put it in the bag. Which is just insane. I mean, like,
by the way, such a sweet thing, like that jacket has been like that. I didn't obviously we've all seen the jacket being shared between concert goers, but everybody like including little notes and mementos and things, like, is so sweet.
It's really sweet. And the fact that Kevin's daughter, Kevin, who works at Barstool KFC, his daughter now got to wear it, and like such long history, like Barstool history, like it's just very funny and very sweet that she got to wear it last night.
It was a total other inside baseball though, of like inside Barstool, of just like watching that video. It just cracks me up. Like anytime I see Dave like talking to a child, it just like
it's just like
it makes me so uncomfortable.
It's just so not a kid's
like
guy.
He doesn't know how to talk to children.
I feel like he just doesn't like kids.
No. But it's just like
he's just a dog guy.
It's just like, have you been to any shows before? Like,
and he's like, and then when he's like, it's so sick.
Yeah, it's so sick. And I was like. I was dying.
Sick.
He's like, yeah, it's sick. You're gonna have a great time. Like
he's literally talking to a child. It's so sick.
Oh my god, it actually really. But it's just funny because everybody laughs at like his Miss Peaches voice and like everything. He's like, oh, you're Miss Peaches.
Yeah.
And then like talking, he's like, hey. Yeah, you excited for tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty sick.
Right. He could talk to any dog in a baby voice, but when it comes to a kid, it's like very, very human, you know, transactional interaction.
Yeah. It was that was really cracking me up. No, but truly, like, I picture Taylor like sitting at some big wooden desk that she just has her stationery. She's got her wax seal. She's writing with like a quill. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Do you think that Tree says to Taylor, hey, Dave is coming to the show, you should write him a note? Or does she give him the option? Does Taylor say, hey, I want to write? Because I saw that Taylor met Billy Joel after the show, or they might have met before, but took pictures together after the show. So I'm wondering what's the process
Maybe
there?
there's
like,
certain tiers, you know, like if you're Billy Joel, like you get to go backstage after the show. But then it's like there's tiers where it's like, oh, like these people get handwritten notes.
I saw Brady was there the night before, and I didn't see any pictures of them meeting, but I don't know if he went
No,
backstage.
I mean, it's a known thing that she doesn't really like meet with people. I mean, that's the whole Travis Kelce origin story.
I think that she met with
But it's like Billy Joel, like there's certain people
Billy
that,
Joel and
Prince
Elton
William.
John held
Yeah,
the previous seating record at the stadium.
at Hard Rock?
Yeah, so I think that
makes sense.
Also, he had his kids with him, too.
Yeah.
I think there's moments where it's like when the photo op makes sense for her, and that not like that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like Prince William and
Right.
the kids, like that makes
that
sense.
all makes sense. I could see a scenario in which Dave meets her eventually down the line in more of like maybe like at a party or
Yeah, right. No, more of a
something,
casual
like,
setting,
not like at a concert.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree.
I mean, and the shows this weekend looked insane. I can't believe I never made it to a show. I mean, it just never lined up. Like anytime she was here, I wasn't here, and then now with the last leg, we got a tour coming. Like it just doesn't line up, and I'm like, I feel like I really missed out on history by not being able to make it to a show. I was like one week off.
You got some opportunities left.
I was 1 week off from home. Not really. We're gone until December.
Yeah, but maybe you parlay like
go on tour
Buffalo to Toronto. I think they're pretty close
Yeah.
together. She's in Toronto for like 6 nights. I
Right.
think. It's like actually crazy.
Yeah, I wish that it would have lined up when I was in London, and it was just like
Yeah.
literally like a couple days off. Because that would have been really sick.
That would have been
that would have been a really
Why
cool
did she do Miami just like randomly right now? Was that like rescheduled, or was it always?
No,
like
it was just she added new.
Oh, she
date.
added.
Like these were like the North American dates that she had the first leg, and then she added these. And it's cities that she.
But had she gone to Miami on the first
No.
leg? Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, she's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows in Toronto, and then 3 in Vancouver.
Yeah. And then I think the only U.S. ones left are Indianapolis, right?
I don't see any others. Oh, international. That's why I'm just looking
Yeah,
at
yeah,
international
yeah.
dates.
I think maybe.
It's crazy how she makes other stars on these tours. Like, I mean, Sabrina Carpenter was already well known, obviously, but after she opened for her, and now it's the same thing's happening with Gracie Abrams.
Yeah, I mean,
I know. I mean,
it just
Gracie
gets more eyeballs.
is also amazing. Also, I felt so bad. Gia was like, I waited in a line for 2 hours for this fucking Gracie Abrams sweatshirt that was only at the time sold at the concert because it was like the Secret of Us eras, like collab sweatshirt. And she's like, I waited 2 hours. They only had smalls left. I bought a small just because, just to have it. And then she's literally at my apartment last night and she's like, oh my God. She's like, she put it on her website for sale. And she goes, and it's on sale. She goes,
Oh my
it's on the
God.
website and it's cheaper. But no, Toronto, Vancouver. Why is this all I see too? Oh, international dates.
International. She's got
Why
New
is it-
Orleans is next
New Orleans is next.
in October 25th. She's doing 3 shows in New Orleans, and she's doing 3 shows in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, U.S. dates. All right,
Yeah.
Indianapolis was New Orleans, and then Indianapolis. She's ending in Vancouver.
Vancouver's the last.
Yeah,
Looks like.
I don't know if the stars align for you in some way before the end of the year. It is. I mean, it is.
I know.
It's really fucking worth it.
I feel sad that I missed out.
it really,
but,
it really is worth it.
The last show, do you think she's gonna do something crazy?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but who knows at this point? Honestly, the reactions are so funny. They kill me. It's so fun to watch people lose their shit. It really is. Like when she came out in the new Reputation onesie and like it was gold and not red, and like I'm just watching these people's videos on TikTok and they're going, it's gold, it's gold. They're like just screaming at the top of their lungs, like losing their shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just it is such an experience. She hit some good surprise songs this weekend for sure. There was some good ones, but yeah. And then I saw a lot of people actually like it was a thing, and I think the first night people were able to weasel their way in a lot easier. I saw like the second night, it looked like way harder. Is that a lot of people were just showing up without tickets and buying a ticket at like $7.59.
I've done that with other concerts. That's actually
like hoping, and it looked like night one it worked for a lot of people that like, and a lot of people got like good seats. It was all over my For You page. But then like night two, it looked like there was a lot of people that were still outside, and they were like, Taylor's 2 songs in, and tickets are still like $1,000.
Yeah, they were like, we're not doing this again.
Right, because then the people selling them for reselling them for ridiculous amounts are like, stay strong.
Yeah, hold the line.
Hold the line. It is
such
insane.
a long concert. You could like show up an hour late and still see a 2.5 hour concert.
Oh well, yeah, absolutely. Like that's why it's like, you know, you're taking a risk for sure, but I know it definitely paid off for a lot of people who made their way into Miami. But it's gonna be sad when the tour comes to an end. We only have, it's like
but you don't
early
actually
December.
think that it might not be called the Eras Tour, but she's still gonna go on tour and play all her hit songs.
Yeah, but I don't know if she'll do.
This is a lot to withstand.
Yeah,
3.5 hours of doing all.
Yeah.
So you think like the next tour she has, it'll be shorter shows and like.
Yeah.
I think it'll be more focused on like her next album.
I think like it'll be whatever the next album is that comes out. She tours for that album, and then you maybe she keeps like the surprise song element where it's like every night she plays different older songs. But she can't. I mean, you can't continue like every tour. You can't make the Eras Tour.
And then all of a sudden, then it's
but
like
there's always a new era.
Yeah, but then just to keep adding it into a longer show like that, it's too much.
Yeah, in like 10 years, it's like a 10-hour show.
Yeah, like that's just entirely too much.
It's just, I mean, it'd be amazing. I just don't think it's sustainable.
Yeah, who knows with
But,
her
like,
though?
most
She
people-
seems like she has the stamina.
Yeah.
I've never what were her concerts like before the Eras Tour? Was it just she'd like play like her best songs and like her new songs? Like,
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I mean, the last show I went to of hers was the 1989 tour. And it's like, she plays 1989, majority of the songs, then of course dips into some of the old stuff, but it's not like she's not going into 4, 5, 6 songs an album. It's maybe 1 or 2, like
Like any other artist, really.
Yeah.
Last topic, Eva Mendes, she said that she would only return to acting if alongside Ryan. She said that she never really saw herself as a good actor, and she also never really saw herself as beautiful, which is, just two things where you look at Eva Mendes and you say beautiful and, she's a good actress. So very, very confusing. But, you never know what somebody's thinking in their brain about themselves. You see yourself so differently than anybody else sees you. And you could be the most beautiful person on the planet and can see, I know people will say, there's no way she didn't think that. Like, it's very possible. Like, your brain just can sometimes think things about yourself that other people just don't.
I know. And I the quote is literally, she spoke to the Sunday Times. She said, she's walked away in 2014. She said, I was never in love with acting. I don't mean this in a self-deprecating way, but I wasn't a great actress. I had my moments when I worked with really great people. I know she's saying I don't mean it in a self-deprecating way, but like, you could work with amazing people and be noticeably bad, And I've never felt that way. I mean, Hitch is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I always.
Other guys?
Yeah. Arnie Palmy alert.
Yeah.
I mean, the Place Beyond the Pine. Like, I just watched that recently.
Yeah.
Her and Ryan Gosling. That's where they met. That's where they fell in love.
Yeah, she just says. I think she thinks that like her best performances are when she works with Ryan too, which is why she's like, that's a lot of why I would probably. If I were to do it, it would have to be with him.
Well, that's so sweet. I love their relationship. I mean, the thing is, we don't see them much, but whenever they talk about each other, it's just really sweet.
I know, it is very nice. And I think, like what you were saying, it's like, there's moments where for us, it's crazy to look at Eva Mendes and think, how is she not like the most confident person in the world?
I also have to call myself out.
Ryan Gosling makes her feel sexy, she said.
I love that. Yeah. That's how he should make her feel. Uh-huh. I have to call myself out because I'm a hypocrite because when we talked about Angel Reese and Kayla Nicole, and I said that like Angel Reese said that she loved Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelce together, like how would she even know? And like meanwhile we sit here every episode and say that we love people's relationships, and I was like why?
Yeah, but like current ones.
Yeah, it was
Also,
more,
I don't know,
like,
it's different saying it to their
A-listers.
face.
yeah, it was more just like it was inappropriate for her to say.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, why would she even say that? And then afterwards I was like, wait, we sit here all the time and say we love people's relationships.
I mean, I
but,
literally
like,
just said I loved Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone,
Yeah.
but like that was like, you know, but I'm
like,
not
I
like Andrew
do.
Garfield isn't going to sit here and, or I mean, he's single now, but
Yeah.
it was like Emma Stone who's not like if
Right,
Emma Stone.
and
I was like, hey, I actually really loved you with Andrew Garfield. It's like what? I wouldn't. That's
right, and
like
because the person listening
Yeah.
would be like, how the fuck do you know? But just
Yeah.
as outsiders looking in, like we love all these relations, you know what I mean? Like current ones
Mm-hmm.
that are happening. You're like, oh, they're so cute. And I was like, I felt like a little bit of a hypocrite because I was like, wait, I do that all the time, just not to their face or exes.
yeah. She said, I feel really fucking sexy at times. The way my man looks at me is just at times I'm like, oh my God, that might not sit well with people, but so much of how I feel is a reflection of what he's giving me. I get what she's saying. She's like, I don't like
Yeah.
that might not sit well with people because it's like, oh, we always preach, you know, confidence from within.
Right, but
And
I mean,
it's-
of course you
of
get
course it's gotta
confidence
feel
from
good
your
when your
man
husband
being
makes
like,
you feel sexy,
you look
but-
fucking sexy.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course you're gonna be like,
yeah.
oh my God, I look sexy.
But you would hope that she also has the ability to like look in the mirror and feel that way about herself without
yes,
him.
which is sad to hear that Eva Mendes does not, because
Yeah.
Eva Mendes is, I mean, look at her. But I don't. Yeah, it's both things. Like you hope
Yeah.
that she looks in the mirror and can feel it herself. But him making her feel sexy is a beautiful thing as well.
She said, there's so many things that can make me feel sexy, and I'd say that I feel more sexy than not. I guess because I've never considered myself beautiful, but I've always felt very sexy. Interesting.
Well, she's
she's
beautiful and sexy.
beautiful and sexy. Sexy
She's
and beautiful.
She's the perfect mix of cute, beautiful, and sexy.
Yep.
Was that cute, crazy, stupid love?
Yep.
You have a perfect mix of, what was it?
Of sexy and cute.
Sexy and cute.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. 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 So, but yeah, it's always interesting. I think she also spoke about like not letting their kids have smartphones or like be like on the internet a lot. They're 10 and 8, so I'm like, that's
Fair.
Honestly,
So
totally
fair.
Totally fair.
I mean,
So valid.
incredibly fair.
It's like,
and
yeah,
valid.
what is your like your 10-year-old doesn't need to be on Instagram.
If
you
you
know?
can distract your kids not using a smartphone,
Yeah.
do it. It's just incredibly hard. I mean, just seeing now, like,
No, 100%.
like
I think there's
always-
a difference also to like having them have access to some sort of device that is limited and like not just like full blown access to social media. and
right.
the
I'm
internet
sure they
and,
can
like,
watch
everything.
TV
Yeah.
and do things
Yeah.
and play games, but it's just
Right.
more like the internet itself
Yeah.
is where I think a lot of the issues lie. But
Yeah.
that wraps up the topics for today.
The Weekly Watch Report is presented by Coors Light. When life gets hectic this season, choose chill and reach for a Coors Light. Traffic too jammed? Head to happy hour with friends instead and reach for Coors Light. Sunsetting too early for your outdoor plans? Hit up a local trivia night and then enjoy a Coors Light. When the mountain turns blue, it's as cold as the Rockies. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged for a smoother finish. I know we're about that time. We're getting closer to Halloween. Maybe host a little Halloween night, Halloween movie night. It's the best. Oh, there's so many great. Maybe you go scary movies. Maybe you go Halloween, Hocus Pocus, one of those good ones where you just throw on a movie, relax, and make sure you got everybody choose and chill, and they got their Coors Light. Fall feels good when you choose chill and then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks, and always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Hey. All right. I watched a fucked up documentary this weekend, let me tell you. I watched a couple of things. First, Veep. Obviously, I'm still continuing that. Love it. So funny.
How far are you now?
I'm in the second season.
Yeah.
Nothing else left to say besides I really enjoy it and I think it's hilarious. Tell Me Lies. We already talked about the finale last week. I'll give that an A. I watched this documentary called Sweet Bobby, My Catfish Nightmare. It's a new Netflix documentary. I was floored by the ending of this. Can I spoil it? Can I talk about what happened?
Oh, can you hit me with the premise first?
Okay, the premise is this woman was catfished.
Okay.
She thought she was talking to a man named Bobby.
Yeah.
And obviously she wasn't.
It was just an episode of Catfish. Sort of.
Yeah. Yes, it was like the premise of what Catfish is, but it was a shocking ending. I mean, my whole thing is I won't spoil who the person was catfishing her. My problem is, first of all, the person doing the catfishing is so fucked up. Like, genuinely so fucked up, okay? But this went on for 9 years.
Oh, God.
How?
No, it's
let this go on for 9 years. Like, there were instances where, I'll give a little bit of the beginning. The man she was talking to online, Bobby, sweet Bobby, she runs into him at a club in London. Okay, they're all from London. She runs into this man at a club, goes up to him. He's like, I don't know who you are. And then she says to herself, he was drunk. Like, I didn't really think anything of it, and I never brought it up to him. So you're talking to this man, Bobby.
Online.
You're online.
See him in
You're
real
texting.
life.
You see him in real life. He doesn't know who you are.
Yeah.
And then you don't say anything to him. She didn't say anything to him. She didn't say like, oh, we met at the club last night. You didn't recognize me. What was that about? She was like, I thought he was just drunk, so I just like let it go and I didn't bring it up to him.
Look, this is harsh, but the people that are catfished for this amount of time, like, wake up.
No, truly. And you,
God,
it's
a level of brain dead.
No, it really is, because you feel bad in some sense, because you're like, this is like, she is a victim of,
absolutely
deception.
Absolutely.
And especially with who was doing the catfishing, it's a level of deception that you can't even like fathom, right?
I guess hindsight is 20/20 looking back. Like when you're like, oh, maybe that was a little suspicious, and in the moment I didn't realize it.
Right, but for 9 years, 9 years, like maybe the first couple months,
right?
But
and she thought she was like in a relationship with him.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Okay.
It was very on and off. They were really good friends, and then
for 9 years, never met in real life.
No,
but both lived in the same city.
And they never FaceTime, but they would talk on the phone. I don't know. Like, it was incredibly, incredibly confusing. And it went on for so long. They were friends, and then you could tell that she was interested and he was interested, and it got intimate, and then it just went on for years and years and years without them ever meeting.
Crazy.
Besides the fact that she did meet him very early on, and he didn't know who she was. So that right there should have been the number one sign that she wasn't talking to the right person.
The actual person.
But yeah, she is a victim of lies and deception and all this crazy shit. On the other side of it, you're like, how do you let this go on for 9 years?
Yeah.
Like, it's so disorienting. Like, you're watching it, and then honestly, Bobby and his wife, you feel awful for them, because like
the real life, the actual person,
the real Bobby, he's in the documentary because he's like, his whole identity was stolen,
right,
and all these other, and it wasn't just him, it was everybody in his family, his cousins, his brother, his
no, the level that these people go
I want to say,
can I
spoiler alert. If you're going to watch this documentary, honestly, it's so interesting. Even if I say it, you're probably still going to want to watch.
Yeah.
It was her fucking cousin.
Oh, weird.
Her girl cousin.
Weird.
So she was just fucking
weird.
Her girl cut for 9 years.
But like her only intention was just to fuck with her.
I don't know what her intention was.
Is she
the cousin,
in it?
No, the cousin refused
it.
to be in the whatever.
Can he go to jail for that?
Well, so what happened was, the woman being catfished showed up at Bobby's house. Okay. She shows up at Bobby's house. Bobby and his wife and their kid are like, lady, we don't know who you are.
Yeah.
They're like, get off our lawn. Like, we don't know you. And she's freaking out, being like, he's lying, like saying to the wife, like, he's lying. Like, we've been talking for this amount of time, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, we're going to call the police. Like, we don't know who you are. The cousin dated Bobby's brother. the cousin dated Bobby's brother.
Okay. So was this some weird revenge plot against Bobby's family?
I have no idea. So she's like, you know my cousin Simran. And Bobby's like, I do. She dated my brother. And then she calls Simran, and Simran's like, okay, you need to leave. Like, don't, like, this is crazy. You need to leave. And they're like, they're like, we're calling the police. Like, you need to leave. So she leaves. She goes home. Her cousin shows up to her house and is like, it was all me. And obviously the woman who's being catfished was like, what? Like, why? Why would you do this to me? And then Simran texts Bobby and it was like, it was basically all me. So then he has the proof to show the police. The police call the woman and they're like, you're a victim of a crime.
Yeah.
She then goes to her local police station and they're like, no, you're not. The real victims are Bobby and Sand.
His identity stolen.
And but then she was like, well, what if I told you that we were intimate? Like, I didn't give Simran consent to being intimate with me. Like, that itself is like illegal. Mm-hmm. She didn't end up going to jail. So it's incredibly fucked up on all different like ways.
And there was no like, she didn't give any commentary on any motivation.
In the end, it said that she said that this started from something that happened to her as a schoolgirl, and there was really no other context. Like, she's working through it. Like, she doesn't know why. She doesn't know why she did what she did.
It is like really crazy though. It is such a crazy thing that I feel like even when you watch like Catfish on MTV, half the time they're like, "Why'd you do this?" They're like, "I don't know, bored."
It's jobless
like, it's
behavior.
Crazy.
Jobless behavior.
Yeah.
How do you have this time to
absolutely?
There's like,
but it's just crazy that half the time there's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Endless profiles were made of friends and family. Endless people's identities were being made into Facebook profiles. For 9 years, they had a group chat. They had a group chat called the Three Amigos. It was so fucked up. That's so that you feel for this poor woman.
Yeah.
But at this,
of course.
And then you're just like, how the fuck did this go on for 9 years?
But like
your brain is
mastermind.
Your brain's in a pretzel because you're like, you feel so bad for her because her fucking cousin. Yep. It was her cousin. How disgusting, how violating is that? Your cousin knows everything about you. Like, I would rather it be a fucking stranger than my cousin catfishing me.
Of course.
And now my cousin knows everything about me, knows all these intimate details. Like, it's very violating. It makes me want to crawl out of my skin. It's so disgusting. And then, besides her cousin being a fucking freak, you're like, for 9 years?
Yeah.
When you met him at the club, and he didn't know who you were, you didn't ask him,
and there was no follow up.
Also, what did she do? She walked away, like.
Yeah, she was like, I just walked away, went on with my night.
I just never brought it up.
What?
Again.
And never brought it up again.
Yeah.
What?
Like, didn't send a text like, hey, that was weird last night.
I don't know. The whole thing is so.
But here's the thing: even if she does leave that scenario and like go home and text Bobby, I put in air quotes, the cousin is just gonna spin it in a way of like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, yeah, like, I don't know, I'm awkward in real life, like, that was like you would have.
Are you a catfish?
You know?
That was a good answer.
No,
yeah, that was pretty good.
I've watched a lot of catfish.
Yeah,
so
have I. It's like a guilty pleasure, but I mean, this shit's fucked up.
People are sick.
Her cousin
spin it
is sick
in
all different
ways.
Where
people have sent me people impersonating me on dating apps, and it kind of scares me.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
they're using you as a catfish.
There's been, before I ever even had like any profile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
people were sending me like screen recordings, like all pictures of me, like with my name, prompts, and everything. Oh my god! And then I just never did anything about it, but I'm like, that's weird.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen that too, but more so years ago. I don't think anybody would do it now because we're so openly engaged and married.
I know. I just feel like I know, and I just feel like the only people now that like sometimes those dating apps are not like great at filtering that, because they're only good at filtering when they think people are impersonating celebrities.
Yeah.
Like that's why
Noah Ives, celebrity.
Yeah, come on.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like
Well, they have the verify thing now.
Yeah.
not
But it's just like
everyone
when like a celebrity signs up for Hinge or something, or like a known person signs up for Hinge, and now it seems like they have a process where they like.
I feel like I've seen celebrities say that they've been banned.
Yeah, I literally just saw it. It was
things because they think they're impersonating.
the kid from The Sopranos.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
saw that.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said he got kicked off Hinge because they thought
he was impersonating AJ.
impersonating him. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So, yeah, that's crazy. But no, these poor people who get taken advantage of like this. It's sick.
No, it's so sickening. I feel so bad for her. Her life, like she was like, my life is ruined, like from my cousin.
No, it's just
like,
so much, and it's like it's just a large chunk of time.
Not 9 years, and she was in an 18-year relationship prior. I'm pretty
Like
or 18
in real life, or just like over message.
No, like a real life relationship was on and off.
Yeah.
For a very long time. And they finally broke it off, and I don't know, her cousin clearly took advantage of that, but that is some fucked up
Thanksgiving's
shit.
gotta be crazy.
Yeah, I know. I
Sick
mean,
in the head.
seriously, so sick, like so disgusting.
Yeah.
Like I
They're
oh my
British,
god.
so
Christmas.
Yeah, it made me nauseous. I was like, oh my lord,
that's
it was crazy. It was
yeah.
crazy. Well, anyways, I'll give that a B.
I was gonna say you
I
were
feel
like
like
you were
I feel
locked
like
in.
I can grade it now.
I'll give it. Sorry, I gave a lot of.
Sounds
detail.
like a B plus,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go B plus. It was really interesting. You always know how these catfish things are gonna end, but
Right.
but every time you're shocked. You're
Yeah.
like, how did they get them? Like, especially it being the cousin. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then I watched Woman of the Hour, the new Anna Kendrick movie. She stars in it, directed it. It's about the serial killer Rodney Alcala. I think that's how you pronounce it, his last name. By the way, I watched this entire movie without knowing it was a real story until the end, which really fucked me up, because I was like, when it got to the end and gave like all the updates, I was like, this is a real story.
Right, you were like, oh, fuck.
Like,
Yeah.
It crossed
holy
my mind
fuck.
while I was watching it, and then I'm like, no, this isn't real.
No,
And
I
then
couldn't
at the
believe.
end,
I for one sec, I just thought, wow, what a premise. And then at the end, I was like, oh my god, this is
You're like,
real. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. I thought the acting was really good. He was a very believable, hateable fucking serial killer. God, just fucking awful. I'll give this a B. I thought it was a good movie.
Also, her first time directing. I thought.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I thought it
honestly.
was. I thought it was good. I mean, yeah, I'll give it a B.
It was cool. I saw other people talking about how like she focused more on the victims than like the killer, which is not how they usually do those movies.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dark. It's just crazy. Just mind blown. You're
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck? So I'll give that a B, and that's what I watched.
I'll grade the Tell Me Lies finale is like an A plus. Like I think it's just I'm still thinking about it. So good. So good. I was talking to a lot of people about it this weekend. And then I watched there were new Love is Blind episodes. 2 episodes. Some relationships are coming to an end.
Hannah is the worst.
Hannah,
Can we just all agree on that?
I'm not caught up.
I don't know. There's times when I
She's the most like condescending
like
person I've
admire
ever seen.
like yes, but she is
I raised you from a boy into a man.
yeah, I mean she just didn't like him. Like I'm sorry. She can try and say whatever
Even
she
her
wants.
mom seemed kind of like disgusted with the way she was acting.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very 100% some questionable behavior. It's like they never should have even gotten to that point. So that was the end of that one. But yeah, it was, the wedding dress shopping, all those things. And Ashley and Tyler were reconciling, making it work. We're excited to get married, the whole thing. There was some drama with Garrett like getting a text from an ex that initially he said he just liked the message, but he responded, and that caused a whole issue where she started freaking out. Just sometimes there's like little things that feel like they really get blown out of proportion. Not that, like, I understand where you're coming from, getting a text, but like she's like, you lied about getting the text. It's not like he wrote back to her like, oh yeah, like let's meet up and chat. Like I want to see, like I'll update you on my life. Like he like responded and was like, yeah, I'm engaged, I'm happy, like have a nice life. Like it was, you know, it was like a ending kind of text. But no, it seems like I'm rooting for them. They're quite literally the only ones I'm rooting for.
You think they're the only? Like, even them, I don't think are gonna make it.
I don't know. We'll see. But
if she like freaks out, I think he probably didn't tell her because he knew that's how she was gonna react.
Yeah, no, like, I mean he
sensitive.
handled that whole thing very poorly. Bringing it up in front of the other couple of like, no, yeah, I responded. She was like, what? You said you just liked it, and then a whole big thing. But really, I mean, these last couple episodes have just not been that good. I think. These couples are losing steam fast. There's just really not a lot of likable players in this arena right now. I'll give these last 2 episodes a C. It's like fine. You know, we'll see what happens for the weddings. The wedding episodes always crack me up because it's like they're so long, and I'm just like fast forward to see what happens at the altar. So I think that comes out on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens there. When you're in need of some chill this fall, there are so many great options. Fall Festival prices giving you sticker shock, host a fall party with neighbors, and Coors Light. Don't get caught up in the fall chaos. Savor the season, choose chill, and then reach for a Coors Light. When you embrace a chill mindset this fall, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. And guys, it's fall time. It's getting a little chilly. It's the perfect time to cozy up. We're just coming out of the weekend. We had a great Sunday of football games. It's personally in New York City. It's been beautiful. So you can open up your windows, enjoy the fall air, and make sure you're stocked with Coors Light that you can get delivered straight to your door with Instacart. So fall feels good when you choose chill and then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. I watched the Outer Banks episodes.
Same.
1 through 5.
Like, I forgot about it. It was for me. It's a weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's Outer Banks, you know, it's enjoyable.
Yep.
They're getting into some ridiculous
Shoop's
shit.
coming.
It's like we're 5 seconds into the show and like JJ's lost all the money already. Honestly, like JJ's antics were kind of endearing, like towards more of the beginning of the seasons. Mm-hmm. And now we're on season 4. And it's just like, okay, now you're just being really fucking annoying and stupid. Yeah.
You're ruining their lives.
Now, like, you're a terrible friend. You're making horrible decisions for everybody.
You're not a good boyfriend.
No.
And she's just like okay with it.
No,
apparently.
him like fucking
that's JJ.
Poe making it so clear that they needed that last bit of money, and he just took it. I'm like, how are they not more mad?
Incredibly frustrated.
Like, Dumpy is just like, oh, all right, man.
They're like, sorry.
We'll handle it.
I guess we'll figure it out.
They just got $1 million and then just spent it all.
It's just gone. Meanwhile, between the auction and then taking the money.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they're like, we have property taxes. I'm like, oh my God, this is like, it is, I'm entertained, but also like laughing at the same time. And I will say, I mean, also spoiler, I guess, if you haven't watched it, but I felt like past seasons, there are some twists and turns that I'm like, oh, I actually didn't fully see that one coming. Mm-hmm. The JJ family tree thing with this old kooky guy, I felt like was so predictable. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, like when they were like specifically talking to him, and then there was like, oh, the daughter and the son, infant son, like whatever, like the whole thing. I was like, oh, this is gonna be something for sure. So I mean, I'm intrigued to see what happens, because now this dude is just his dad.
Yeah.
And can't tell like what his intentions are in this scenario. I mean, they're gonna end up going to Morocco, so That seems to be part of it. But the show also really does just give me anxiety too. Like seeing them, Sarah and Poe, like stuck in the fucking crypt. I'm like,
the rats, crazy.
The rats, the darkness, these like evil. I just love that they just make up these like evil treasure hunters.
There's just more and more like every season.
Like anytime they think they're like getting away, it's like, ooh, no, there's actually this evil enterprise that's coming after the same treasure.
Would be sick if like Nicolas Cage just showed up and like they just had like a crossover of like, you guys are looking for this too.
Oh, you know the other thing I was gonna say is honestly, Rhea, I felt like you had said this seasons ago when you were like, hey, I hate to say it, but one of these characters is probably going to have to bite it, you know? Like now it's so funny because they won't do it, but the show is just, all the show will do is kill off all the father figures.
They hate fathers.
They hate fathers on this show. John B's dad, dead, comes back to life, dead again.
Yeah.
Now fucking what's his face is dead. Ward is dead, and then Terrence, who was like Cleo's father figure, dead.
They just get rid of all the fathers, and like honestly, I'm not gonna lie,
you're dead.
It's not hitting anymore. It's like we're not shocked that you guys are killing the fathers off the show. We get it. You guys hate fathers. You hate Father's Day. Like that's it. It's done. You need to kill off one of the main characters.
Somebody's gotta happen.
And you know what? There's a lot of rumors online, and I'm not sure you're in this part of the internet.
Yeah.
I weirdly am. I get fed these TikToks. I get fed these tweets. I wish I didn't. There's a part of the internet that is so on to Rudy Pankow and his girlfriend, which is like his girlfriend gets a lot of unnecessary hate from
I actually have seen some
fans
of this
show. They think that she's like ruining the show and like ruining the
like
the
ostracizing
chemistry.
from him like from the group and stuff,
like ruining the chemistry between JJ and Key and like being like like she's the reason like that their chemistry's bad. It's like no, the reason their chemistry is bad is because JJ's a horrible boyfriend. Like he actually just can't exist as a human. So that's why this is bad, not because Rudy he's an actor. He would like Madeline and Chase, beautiful chemistry, haven't skipped a beat, they keep it going. If JJ's character was supposed to be loving towards Key, he would. I don't think that's his character. But people are like so like JJ's gonna be the one to die because he's so clearly done with the show, and like, you know what, let him, like we're done with him too. I'm like, what the fuck
honestly
kind of shit are they making
if
up
one
on
of them
this?
were to like get themselves in a scenario where they could actually be killed, it would be JJ, the decisions that he makes.
He makes poor decisions, but I mean this the part of the internet that just makes things up out of thin air is crazy, just based off photographs. Like they just see photographs and they're like, Rudy's girlfriend. I'm like, they're just making shit up. It's like really alarming.
I'm very intrigued now of like, we'll see in the second half. I wish it was all one part, like I've said 9 million times, but Rafe is a highlight of this show for me. I think Drew Starkey is so good.
He's such a good actor.
Like, people may disagree with that. I don't know, but like the Rafe scenes, I'm like, yes, like give me more. Like I want to know more. He's such a good actor. And I was cracking up because
movie with Daniel Craig coming out.
Yeah, there's some fans that are like shipping Rafe and Key, and he was asked about it, Drew Starkey, and he was like, like no, like he would be really bad for her. Like, it's like a bad choice.
No, he's a great actor,
but
him and Austin North are so believable as hateable guys.
I fucking love Topper too though. Like Topper's like
he's like, nice surfboard.
Like Topper's so annoying, but in such a funny way where he's just like harmless. Honestly, that girl, what a massive bitch she was, huh?
Oh my God.
They're really making these kooks really hateable. She's like running over those sea turtles and she's like, yeah, let's drift in front of the kooks. Like
her friend made a TikTok of her being like making my friend interpretive dance to prove that she's not like her character on Outer Banks, and it was so funny.
I actually did see that. That came up on my TikTok too.
It was really funny. But
because I was like, who is this chick? And she's just came onto the scene hot.
She did. My parents called me and they were like, you know, you said that that guy who plays Topper is a nice guy. He came on your show, and that's the only reason why I won't hate him. I'm like, they're like, because we hate him so much on the show, and I'm like, he was nice when he came on the show.
You can tell that out of all the kooks, he's the one or one of the ones that like kind of knows what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah, he just is. He's following along with the crazy kooks. He just can't help himself.
Yeah,
but it's Outer Banks. They give you what you're getting.
Yeah. 100%. So I'll give it a B minus. Like, I did sit down Friday night and watch them all, like, all the way through. Like, and it gets me where I want to keep watching, you know? But it's like, how many more stupid decisions can these kids make, you know?
Yeah.
Endless, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are just kids.
Okay, so then up to date on my Chicago shows. PD I'll give a B, and Med and Fire I'll give like a C plus. Through episode 4. I also started the new season of Grey's Anatomy. I know I can't quit it. I still watch it. And I don't know why, truly, but I will always watch it. So I think there's like 4 or so episodes out. I'll give that a C. Something that I just can't quit. And then I was watching a lot of TV because I missed watching TV. I'm not caught up, but I just watched the first premiere episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'll give that a B. These women are nuts. The Salt Lake City women are really nuts.
Watch. It's
like the whole first episode, they're all screaming about each other because Whitney called Lisa the villain of the show on Vile Files. And so they just keep yelling about the podcast. Whitney went on the podcast and said what she said. They're all just screaming about the podcast. They're all mad at what each other said about Lisa. So we'll see where that goes. There's a new housewife that I'm intrigued by. Bronwyn, maybe her name is. I haven't seen too much about her, but that's everything I watched.
I watched episodes 4 and 5 of The Penguin. I still implore everyone to.
Mm-hmm. It'll happen.
I'm here absolutely begging everybody to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it for sure.
It's so good. And the 4th episode is more like focused on, I think, Kristen Melody. Do you know her? Mm-hmm. She's really good too. So just across the board, I'll give that an A- right now. Like, just very good. Tell Me Lies, A-. It probably would be an A, but they're just so hateable that I'm like, that kind of brings it down. Outer Banks, I put a B- too.
Yeah.
Like, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going into it thinking like I'm watching an Oscar.
No,
you're not watching The Penguin.
You're watching
Outer Banks.
Yeah, you're watching Outer Banks, and you're watching because you're like, what are these? It's like almost like fucking they're the Scooby-Doo, and like you're like, what are these crazy kids gonna get themselves into this time?
Yeah. Woman of the Hour, I'll give that a B+. Like, I thought it was very well done, and I thought for her first time directing, like, very impressive. Love Is Blind, B-, like, which is higher than what I gave last week, just because Hannah is just so hateable that I'm like,
wow, so this is the opposite.
Entertaining.
This boosted it up.
It boosted it up because I'm like, I couldn't, like, I had to actually keep watching because I'm like, this girl, like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Mm-hmm. I felt very bad for him.
I mean, she walked all over him for weeks, but on the show. But
No. And then Alex, when they like had their conversation about ending things, and she's just like eating her. She's like, "Oh, you want me to sit in front of you?" He's like, "Well, yeah, I'd like to like look at you when we're talking about this."
No, oh my god, that actually
and then she's
made
like
me
eating her food, and she's like,
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that relationship. It really felt like I forgot about that setup. After the pods, it just felt like those two just had no chemistry at all. Yeah. And I saw some people talking about this on TikTok because I saw that a lot of this landed on Tim, because like Tim was, when he ended it, he came off kind of like an asshole. Like, is like, bye. Like, I actually never want to see you again.
That was
like,
kind of a mic drop.
But then I saw other people talking about the perspective of like, he could not have put more, and maybe we didn't see it all, you know, we only get shown a certain amount, but he could not have put more of an emphasis on, you know, his family, the trauma, losing his sisters, and then like when she met his parents, like she seemed so uninterested.
Yeah, went to
so
sleep.
Like, and I thought this when I watched it, and it wasn't until I saw somebody else make a TikTok about it that I was like, okay, I feel validated in this, that like if it was actually the first time they were meeting and the cameras were on, like I don't know if they had met without the cameras on or if this was, but she goes in and hugs them. And if this is the first time you're meeting what you hope are your future in-laws, she had one hand in her pocket. Like she had a vest on and she had one hand in her pocket and she like one arm like hugged them. And it was just, she just seemed so disinterested the whole time. So I don't know. Maybe she was like, and I would have been pissed too. If like then the cameras were off and you were like, all right guys, gonna go head to bed, like gonna go take a nap. I've been like, what the fuck? The first time the cameras were off and my parents are here, you were gonna go sleep?
Yeah. And I don't want it to make it seem like I'm just against the women here, but these two are just so bad. Like, they're awful.
Yeah.
Especially Hannah.
I mean, I like Ashley a lot and I feel really bad for her. I just feel like she really got the short end of the stick here. Yeah. Ashley's the one with Tyler who has children.
Yeah. No, she's cool.
Yeah.
You work with all women, so we know you don't.
No, it's okay. It's just. I mean, I think most people would agree. Like, just watching the season, like they just start like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
The new first 2 episodes of Shrinking.
Shrinking. I know. I haven't watched.
It's out now.
Yeah.
First 2.
The first 2. Yeah.
Just like I think it's probably exactly what I said last season. Just like an easy show to watch. Yeah. Very corny at points, but that's kind of like I know that's what it is, and it's like Ted Lasso-y kind of, but I enjoy it. And
classic Apple TV.
Yeah.
It really
is. It's the same creators, isn't it?
Is it?
Or like
I don't know.
I don't know if it's the same creators, but I think there's some overlap.
Harrison Ford in that like setting is kind of funny still. I'll give it a B-. Like I didn't really remember like a lot about last season to be honest, and I watched a recap, but I'll keep watching it still. And then last night I watched a couple more episodes of Starting 5. And
I watched the first episode. I forgot. Oh my God, I watched like 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have gotten to the point now where I'm skimming to the Jason Tatum parts, watching Jason Tatum, and then I'm only watching his parts. LeBron, I can't do it. Like this guy like thinks this is just a show about him, apparently.
I mean,
and you're making it just about Jason Tatum. You're watching the Jason Tatum show.
Yeah. I'll watch like Jimmy Butler or like some of the other guys, like Anthony Edwards, but LeBron is just like he's obsessed with himself.
Yeah, but like, is that news? Like,
no, it's not
that's
news, but now it's like
you gotta expect that going and watching a reality show about LeBron.
Behind the scenes.
It's the LeBron show always for him.
And then like they did a whole like half a whole episode of about Bronny and like obviously like his heart attack thing, but I'm just like I feel like I can't escape Bronny James. He's on everywhere. Like he's gonna be.
I love that you're holding a basketball while talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, have we taken notice of that?
Yes.
Like he's not gonna be in the NBA probably, and we're talking about this guy more than Jason Tatum, but it's still, and it's also just I mean,
you can't blame him for that. That's the fascination with the family.
I almost feel bad for him because he's not doing great, and people are just gonna keep talking about him.
Didn't he get drafted?
No, but I'm saying like he's gonna get sent down to like the G League and like he's playing in the preseason games.
Yeah, but I'm like he's on an NBA team right now.
Awful.
Yeah.
But this was before he was in the NBA. Like,
no, I know it's last. It's obviously.
I'll give it a C+.
Yeah. And
if it was only Tatum, it would be higher. But the fact that I'm not even
like calm down. Like I know we like it's almost like too like the other guy. As much as you want to, as you want to take away from LeBron, like the other guys are all very interesting as well. I feel like I know it's because you're a Celtics fan, but like I love watching Jimmy Butler and Anthony Edwards. I think they're also like.
I'll watch Anthony Edwards is very interesting too. Jimmy Butler. I've I've never liked him because
he's just always played on teams that the Celtics don't like.
Yeah, and
the Heat, the Sixers.
He's a guy that's if he was on your team, you'd be like, oh, that's my guy. But if he's not on my team, I'm like, I hate that guy.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I watch. Just a lot of hating from me.
It just sounds like you just really,
I
just
hate LeBron.
Love the Celtics so much that any other player you hate because they're not on the Celtics.
Sometimes hating feels so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes when you...
And I'm not hating for no reason.
No, right. Sometimes you get that haterade in you for, like, a couple days, and you're just like, fuck it. I just fucking hate whatever.
There's
let it out.
There's some hateable people on reality TV
Love
recently,
is Blind,
so...
like, I gave it a B-. It's like...
Yeah.
It's fun to hate her.
Yeah, listen, I'm not blaming you. Like I said, sometimes the hate just fills up, and you just gotta fucking hate, you know? It just comes out.
It's a hate watch for a reason. There's a reason why they call it that.
I'll try to watch some, like, lighter things next week.
Yeah.
Like some rom-coms maybe.
Yeah, listen, let it out.
I wanted to go to the movie theater and watch the Trump movie. I didn't make it.
Oh, the Sebastian Stan movie?
Yeah. The Apprentice. It's getting like good reviews, I think, but I can't.
I've seen it got iffy reviews, I thought.
It's been,
I thought people say that He's was really good, but
maybe that's what it was.
The movie itself is like,
I also want to watch the SNL movie too. And that's got a mixed reviews.
Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night. Yeah. I know. There's actually a lot I want to see. The Andrew Garfield, Florence Pugh movie I really want to see too.
I just feel like
no, I know. You got to be right in the right headspace. It's going to wreck it.
I also, there's a Dylan O'Brien movie on Max, like a scary movie that just came out, and I turned it on for 10 minutes, and then I turned it off because I'm like, I'm not in the right mood.
Yeah, you're not in the mood for a scary movie.
Dylan O'Brien walked in front of my Uber. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Last week?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
No. Remember when you liked that tweet about me being
slutty? On Twitter?
What?
Didn't he follow you on Twitter?
Wait, I think... You want to know why I think Dylan O'Brien followed me on Twitter? This is weird,
like thing,
because of the Mets.
Yeah. He's a giant Mets fan, right?
Yeah, and he followed me like when I
mean, it was really early on.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
He deleted his Twitter 5 months ago. What
Damn.
the hell?
Damn, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
If he activates again, then he'll still be
following.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
All right. And that's everything we watched this week. Chicks in the Office is sponsored by BetterHelp. Therapy is a great tool for facing your fears and finding ways to overcome them. Because sometimes the scariest thing is not facing our fears in the first place. It's about holding ourselves back. If you're thinking of starting therapy, you can give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is entirely online, so you don't have to, get in the car and go somewhere. You can do it from the comfort of your own home and feel comfortable doing it all online. It's entirely online, like I said, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So say you have a busy packed schedule, you can't make it somewhere. This is all online. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/office. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys so very much. We hope you have a fantastic week. We'll talk to you Wednesday and Friday. Love you guys. Warm hugs and kisses. Mwah, mwah. Like some warm chocolate chip cookies, not from Crumble.